This is Tony Baca, Senior Vice President of Safety at Bergling Construction Company. And this week's safety talk, as I typically do once a year, is on hole covers and the importance of hole covers. For many of you that are veterans here at Bergling Construction Company, you understand that back in 2013, 2014, we were cited by OSHA for not having hole covers over gaps in the floors that were in excess of 2 inches or more. But typically hole covers are to protect us as we step on them from falling through to the elevation below. Now this standard per OSHA is written in fall protection, subpart M, and it's taught in our OSHA 30 hours, and I typically do an annual talk on hole covers and what's required. So what's required of a hole cover? It states if there's a hole in excess of 2 inches in diameter, it needs to be covered. It needs to be fastened down. It needs to be, as you can see, the Tapcon screws in the corner. It needs to have hole written on top of it. And then they have this thing, a verse that states it needs to withstand twice the intended load. Well, what is twice the intended load on a hole cover? On this project here, we've got a dingo, we've got some welders, we've got some mixers, and we actually have a bobcat. So whatever's the heaviest piece of equipment you have on a job site and you intend to ride over these, it has to withstand that load by 2 times. So a lot going forward with this. Back in the early 2000s, I was working on a project. There were 2 laborers cleaning a big concrete floor, and there was a sheet of plywood laying on the concrete floor, and the one laborer over here is talking to this laborer here. This guy walked up thinking that that was a piece of scrap lumber, lifted it up in conversation with this guy over here, thinking he was going to pick it up and move it away, and he stepped into a hole, fell 26 feet, and landed on the slab on grade below, and he passed away. He was a fatality. This piece of plywood fell back down over the hole, and the gentleman over here talking to him kept talking to him and turned and looked, and the plywood was back down over the hole, and he thought maybe the laborer had gone to the bathroom or something of that nature, and unfortunately there was a fatality that day because of the hole cover not being fastened down and not having hole written on top of it. So let's share this knowledge, this safety talk today on your job sites with wherever you've been on the jobs, and the fact that hole covers need to be established and in place. Remember, let's be our brother's keeper out there. See something, say something. Let's have a safe day. Let's have a safe week. Thank you.